Deeper Life Bible Church wouldn't clock 50 years if Pastor Kumuyi managed it like Tinubu governs Nigeria. AAC Lagos chair only blast out, and that's correct. Because this, all these Yoruba Jews, like this Deeper Life Bible Church, Pastor Kumuyi, okay, he's just trying to tell Nigerians to cool down, that he believes in Tinubu and his ministers, that they will make positive change in Nigeria. How can old man like this be telling lies to himself? I'm sure his tribal bigotry that is influencing his decision and be clouding his eyes. That was the decision he made. Now, the Lagos chapter chairman of AAC, the political party, has lashed out to tell the world and to tell Kumuyi that Deeper Life Church wouldn't have clocked 50 years in existence if Kumuyi managed it the way Tinubu is managing Nigeria today. And that is true. That is absolutely true. But when will all these religious bigots learn their lessons? That is a big question. The Lagos State Chairman of the African Action Congress, AAC, Ayoyinka Oni, has berated the General Overseer of the Deeper Life Bible Church, Pastor Williams Kumuyi, over his recent statement about President Bola Tinubu's administration. Yes, in a press statement made available to Sahara reporters on Thursday, Mr. Oni said Pastor Kumuyi was wrong for claiming that Tinubu and his ministers would drive the country forward. They cannot. Kumuyi on Tuesday said Nigerians would see new things through President Tinubu's administration. The cleric affirmed that the president's new cabinet was certainly chosen, adding that it is composed of people with records. Can you imagine? This guy is eating Tinubu's money and cannot speak against him. It's getting obvious. Addressing journalists ahead of the monthly global crusade of the church scheduled for Osogbo on Thursday, Kumuyi said, "This is a new day, and I believe, we all believe, that we are going to see new things for our country through our president and through the members of the cabinet." Can you imagine? Reacting to this, the AAC Lagos chairman said Pastor Kumuyi's church Deeper Life would not have been in existence for 50 years after its establishment if the cleric had managed it the way Tinubu and his men are presently governing Nigeria. And that is the truth. The church, Deeper Life Church, was founded in 1973, which is about 50 years ago. Oni said, "Let us ask Pastor Kumuyi if this is how he built his ministry. Did he build it with corruption, wickedness, oppression, lies, and indiscipline? If it was so, Deeper Life Bible Church would not have been standing today after 50 years, with no much success, even beyond church growth, but also in education, human development, and more." This is the Pastor Kumuyi who doesn't tolerate indiscipline among his members, workers, and ministers, but he wants us to accept it as a country. Workers and ministers in Deeper Life who err in the doctrine of the Bible and the church are always disciplined openly. Most of the time, they are removed from their positions. Yet, Kumuyi wants corrupt leaders in the country to continue. What such a double standard? And that is the truth. So, what a double standard from Pastor Kumuyi. That is the truth. You will not tolerate indiscipline in your church, but you want Nigerians to tolerate corrupt leaders. I'm sure he's getting something. Some say, don't spiritual principles apply to politicians? Are they beyond repentance and the judgment of God? Are spiritual principles only meant for the poor and low in the society? That is the question that the Ayoyinka, the AAC chapter chairman of Lagos, is asking Kumuyi now. That is it. Spiritual principles apply to both politicians and Christians and everybody. Okay, judgment of God is for everybody. So why is Kumuyi trying to be partial this time around? Okay, Deeper Life Bible Church is one of the most disciplined churches in the world, and Pastor Kumuyi is the major reason for that discipline. That is why, to adjust some of the church doctrines which have evolved over the years, he had to regularly come to the pulpit and speak about it himself, because he knows the pressure can only reduce if the congregation hears it directly from him. So we have high principles for the church, holiness, integrity, and all. But when it comes to politicians, we lower the standard. Don't politicians deserve heaven? Kindly help me ask our beloved pastor, he added. And that is it. That is exactly what we're talking about here. Why is Kumuyi concerned about making sure his members are disciplined, but the politicians are not? When Buhari was in power, it was Kumuyi that was the major politician, a major clergyman that was always visiting Aso Rock. Now, Buhari is gone and Tinubu is there as a Yoruba man. He's beginning to play tribal bigotry. Very, very clear from what we can see from him here. But that is actually a very bad one because we're not expecting this kind of thing from him. Somebody is asking a question here. Pastors should stay away from politics and concentrate on their ministries to avoid being dragged like politicians. You can't speak for politicians who are greedy and selfish to avoid people classifying you like them. Exactly. Kumuyi is almost like them now because he's already playing a double standard. The men of God contributes about 60% of the problems people are facing in Nigeria today. Exactly, because these politicians will steal the money, they will come to their church, and then they will give them titles. They will even ordain them. Okay? Redeem ordained the former vice president, Shibanjo. Look at what came out of his political career with Buhari. Okay, Redeem said they ordained Tinubu's wife. She claimed to be a pastor, but look at the way she herself and her husband are playing politics today. What do you have to say about that? Quite unfortunate that we are seeing this kind of things happening in Nigeria. He said same thing about Buhari, like Kumuyi, like Fadambaka in the politics. Exactly. Because the same Kumuyi said Buhari government will be okay. Well, where did Buhari leave us today? He left us in shambles, left Nigeria in turmoil. That sums it up. Pastor Kumuyi should ponder on those piercing words. That is it. Nigeria comprises many religions, e.g. Christians, Muslims, and traditionalists, while that of church has one faith, which is Christ, so you cannot compare the leadership based on their differences. Okay? Tinubu hasn't governed Nigeria for 50 years. Maybe we should wait. Who will wait for Tinubu to govern Nigeria for 50 years before we know that he's not going to make any impact? Only 2.5 months in office, we have seen his record, we have seen his pedigree, we have seen how he can lead Nigeria. Nobody wants to go there at all. Deeper life had her ups and downs, high and lows. It wasn't all rosy. If you don't have God, don't expect glory. No pain, no gain. So what are you trying to say? That we should wait for Tinubu to finish us first? Nobody go wait for that kind of thing. I will not wait. I don't know about you. The pastor is a visionary man with fear of God in his heart. Without the consciousness of God in heart, nobody can do any meaningful achievement. One thing is to be desperate for power, and another thing is to know what to do with the power. Our celebration of independence from year to year, Nigeria continues to decay, okay, from glory to glory because of the kind of leaders that stumbled to power without. Now, wow, what is this guy with this one writing? Now, wow, I can see that the man is looking so deeper in his life. Abi, he's looking deeper. So that is the problem. AAC Oyeyinka, the chapter chairman of AAC party in Lagos, is asking Tinubu, Kumuyi all these questions. Deeper life will not be 50 years today and still standing if Kumuyi had run the church the way Tinubu is governing Nigeria today. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.